Hello everyone, we are the team Footprinter. So basically we have created a code generator tool, and first I will tell you about what kind of problem do we solve, because we already have a lot of code generators. So basically the problem with current code generators is they work very fine initially, but it's very time consuming to build new templates for these code generators. For example, if you want to create a custom template that you would like to have for a code generator, you might have to go through a lot of documentation, and different code generators have their own standards of generating code, and there's always a very high learning curve to create or modify the templates. So what exactly is Footprinter? It's a simple way to convert code to template and back to code. So we thought, what if we start with already existing modules? For example, you have created a module and you would like it to be converted to a template so that other people can reproduce the same module with maybe different variable names, or maybe you don't like some set of functions to be there, things like that. So that's the basic idea. Now I'm going to demo that. Okay. Oh, here's my mouse. So first of all, let's see how it looks like. There's just a new template folder somewhere here. Okay, yes. So this is just a new template folder, and you just copy paste your module over here, and then you can have different directory choices for the people who want to extract your template. For example, we have this folder here, this directory, which starts with an underscore. This represents that if the person who wants to use these templates chooses yes to this question, they're going to have this file. And we have all these configurations in the config file. And it's not just that, we also have support for comment-like annotations. For example, you can add a comment like this, and if the user answers yes to this question, this function is going to be included in the template. So how it works, let's see a demo. There's just a simple command, and it followed by which template do you want to use and what should be the new name of your module. So let's start. It loads up this kind of wizard, like let's answer some questions here. Can you please solve this? Yeah. So, yes. No.
Can you please read out what exactly it says?
Would you like to have get method? Would you like to have post method, delete,
Yeah.
patch, and would you like to have validation?
So basically it just shows you some of the choices you would like to make to extract the module and customize this module according to your needs. And once it is done, it should be there in the paste directory. Let's see. So I named it my REST API inside glue. Yes, here it is. Yeah, so basically.
You can show that some methods were.
Yeah. Would you like to continue?
Huh?
Would you like to continue?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Can you open the controller file? So in the template, controller had 4 methods. Here, because we answered like no to some questions, we only get 2 methods: get action and delete action. And the same if you open plugin. Yes, here you also don't. So from the template, the lines which were marked with these comments, they are not copied This is like you can put some inline comments to mark that some parts of template are dynamic, and that's how you easily customize your templates without using template language. I wanted to, one more time mention that this is like the templates are pure PHP files, and you don't have to have like tweak or something and learn a new templating language. So you prepare templates as PHP, and then you use some annotations, some magic annotations to customize it. But the rest is already PHP, and that decreases the complexity, and it's very easy to prepare a template. You just copy some PHP files and you put some annotations, you define questions, and you are ready to go.
And I will talk a little bit about the impact of this. So basically, maybe you can create a template and share it on Commerce Quest, because, for example, there are so many questions over there, like how do I do this, how do I do that? And usually it's not possible to share big amount of code over there. So maybe we have some templates over there which people can use, maybe a common repository for that. Not just this, I've seen in Spryker teams, everybody can have a very different style of coding. And maybe you have a new junior developer joining in, and you have some templates ready for them, like this is how we write Glue API, this is the scaffolding you should use. And at the same time, you don't have to learn a new templating engine or language. You can use your existing modules.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Moritz.
So, as you mentioned, it's not like a templating engine or templating language. So the files that are present will be just taken one by one. So I don't have the control over changing, for example, because now I just see cards resource controller, cards resource route plugin, right? So it will just like copy paste the same namings into the new module.
Can you open the template? Maybe it will be clear.
Which file would you like to?
Actually, when we copy files, we rename it. So if you like open, here it's in the template, it's called cards resource controller. No, I mean, okay, we don't rename, but we rename the namespace, the class name, and all the whatever is dependent on module name, we rename. So
the main idea that we have the existing model that exists there, copy paste to the templates directory, put that magic there, adding these doc blocks, what the method we want to have, what the lines of code we want to have, and additionally we can just also skip the entire file. And then command, we run the remove files that we don't want to have there, and keeping preserving the namespace, preserving the file name, and then run command that generate new model based on this footprint. So in this case, as kind of simplify to creating footprint just from the model created footprint, and then back footprint created to the new model.
Okay, so but basically in our case we would still rename every class in that new module because it's called cards and not.
No, it is that the cards that was cards, for instance, like if the use case need to do something similar with the cards. So copy the cards model, and then it should be renamed. If it is not renamed, it's kind of things that should be improved. It's kind of, we are on it is a development. It's a kind of first release. Of course, the idea that is a name renamed it, and namespace and class renamement, and the doc blocks renamement, and this kind of clearing up the existing blocks that we put there. But the interesting thing is that it's up to developer how to identify these blocks. For instance, here we put should have get, but whoever going to use it don't need to use exactly that. He just people can invent it whatever tag they want and put it on the config files. Might be that in the second iteration we don't need even a config file, and the code will parse it and gather this market.
Oh.
It's kind of yeah. This idea coming how to create the model similar to existing one, and that is a one step to this direction.
All right.
Great. Questions? No?
So I'm thinking like, typically I don't have problems with copy module, like copy module and removing stuff that I don't like, right? But you are already focused on specific files, so you would only leave the file that's typically I would need, like that represents Spryker architecture, right? That already a helping hand for me, that it doesn't have all the bullshit bingo that is laying in the old module that is source of information. But I'm more even thinking of, I typically have a problem, especially at Spryker core, to producing example modules when our source modules are updating and we don't keep up with updates of example modules, right? Like developers work on introducing changes, introducing new methods, new approaches, designs in the source modules. That's why we struggle keeping it in sync with examples modules. Yeah? The question is, can we run your tool multiple times on the same module? So basically to keep up with the changes, so streamline the updates. If I created new files or new methods or new, we switch from dependency provider to service locator, right? That's in example modules, it's also reflected. First one. Second one, can I use multiple modules as a source for creating one example module?
Question 1.
Yeah.
So ready to start.
Yeah.
Okay, so because of the limited time, one thing which is still missing that we wanted to have is the template generator. So like instead of having copy paste the module into the template folder, you just add this annotation and it just generates it. So if we have that, then of course you just have to concentrate on coding, and every time you have something new in your main module, you can just create the template for it by just running one command. And the second question was multiple modules.
So I can run multiple times on the same source module.
Yes.
If there were changes, then it will recognize those and I will answer questions again.
Yeah.
And only the new changes will come to the example modules.
Currently not, but if this
But
this is generated,
potentially
yeah.
possible.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
The second question. Second question. The second question is about multiple sources. Again, I understand that you didn't implement that right now.
Yeah.
It's not the question about that. It's conceptually, do you see a place for your tool in that in this use case?
I think that is this use case where each module keep like the similar structure. If you speak about the controller plugins, if you compare the REST API, they have the similar structure. The difference is the implementation of that. So in this case, might be not visible to combine this in a module.
An example of such use case. So in core development, we sometimes have one convention for naming public synchronized plugins for a good reason. 5 years ago, it was a good reason. After 2-3 years passed, we have another reason to rename some of them, and we got module inconsistencies, where we get some modules are still old school naming. There are new modules that use already new naming convention. Example sucks, it still reflects the old one. So, and having this to keep up with these changes, like I would rather target 2 modules as sources. They would be 2 public synchronized modules doing similar things, but on syntaxes they would be different because they would implement different files or different architecture parameters. Their controllers, or let's say entry points, would be different, looking inside differently, different methods, but conceptually doing the same thing, public synchronized. So would you use it for such cases?
So you specify 2 models, but you want to mix them in one, or? Okay, well, that's a hard use case. We can think about it.
Currently, it is supported. Currently,
So,
it is
for
supported
everyone,
on-
it's helpful if you think about all the things that you've learned after these discussions and maybe add it as notes for things to think about for next time, or the considerations or learnings that you have. Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility. So if we put it like as open source project, then what if some junior developer will come and try to do something like that, like templating on totally wrong structure or like with tons of mistakes? How can we potentially prevent it in the future?
Don't hire a junior. Boba, don't do mistakes. Feels like a t-shirt.
Yeah. Yes. So obviously, if this goes open source, we need to have some kind of guideline in place. Like a good product is which cannot do everything or should not try to do everything, just to solve some specific problems. So maybe we can have merging possible as well in future, but first we should focus on the guidelines we have, and then all the commits and merge requests should be based on that guideline.
Maybe we can restrict access to certain GitHub repositories based on I don't know, Academy certifications or the rank you have in the rank you have in Commerce Quest, so that it unlocks at a certain level. Okay, here another question.
What if I wanted to skip the creation of a certain folder? Let's suppose that I don't want the writer folder. How can I skip it?
Yes. So. For example, I will go back to the template. So for example, here we are already doing that. It asks this question, like, would you like to have validation? If you answer yes to this, then this folder will be added. Otherwise, it will not.
So you would add just a question for every folder?
Yes, you just have to add this directory. And then for this directory, you can label which question to ask. This is not just a directory. It's like annotation or the ID. Yeah.
So the things that are configurable, you would add a question in the
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just use this tool to check bad core development when we do different conventions for the same type of modules. But if you run your tool and it has a diff to another module, I would actually have it as a signal or indication that a new convention is appearing. So a core developer needs to actually push back and rethink it again.
Or junior developer was.
Yeah.
Or we made a mistake.
You can add that as a question here, like which convention would you like to use?
Yeah.
Yes, no. Currently there are just bool questions, but maybe, yeah.
CI mode. Yes. You run it in CI and you check
Yeah.
if it follows.
If it starts asking me questions, they made a mistake.
Yes,
question.
please. Yes.
So will it overwrite a file when it already exists, or do some kind of merging?
For now, it will overwrite, yes. But we can consider. So we already do some parsing of PHP classes to read these annotations. So we can also make some parsing of target classes and overwrite some parts of it. Technically it's possible. For now, we just replace. But in future, we can be more specific.
Yeah, I feel it depends on the use case, right? Sometimes you might just want to have a new module fit to a specific convention, and then someone just wants to update the existing one and maybe add the methods, but I don't know if it's even possible to really automate that safely.
Yeah, we discussed it in the beginning, adding new client method to already existing client, and we decided not to focus it on it right now in this hackathon, but
mainly because of the time limitation.
Yeah, but for future, it's an interesting topic. Yeah.
So I heard a couple of people saying, yeah, we had a time limitation. So next time, a full week hackathon? Or what are we looking at?
Maybe if you host 2 weeks in Spain.
2 weeks in Spain. Yeah.
Inclusive hotel, yes.
Yeah, sure. You'll need to pay for it, but sure.
If you say in the future, so you're planning to maintain this repository,
Yes, of course. Don't we all?
Responsibilities.
It will self-destruct.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes, I guess.
And just look here, it's on recording.
Yeah, to be honest, I had this idea for like long time ago, but then I heard about the hackathon. Maybe I thought maybe we can go here with this idea.
When you
So-
need more support with this, to also bring some other community members on board, just write me and we make a post on Commerce Quest and try to advertise it.
Oh, great.
So,
Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you for that.
Awesome. Thank you.